I've heard it said that successful people know exactly what they want. They have a very clear image of their goals in their mind's eye, and they work backwards from that. So today, I thought I'd give it a try. I started by removing the spicy homemade sambal from my Döner Kebab. Then I took off all the drizzlings of the homemade garlic mayonnaise. I removed the red onion rings, the pickles, and the chopped tomatoes before removing all the cooked meat. Then I went and I removed all the shredded lettuce and again wiped off all the garlic mayo that I had put on the bread. I unfried the meat, and that was of course before I removed it from the pan as well as the oil. That's of course the same pan in which I had previously uncooked all of my breads, like so. Prior to that, I had to uncut a little sliver of the doner meat that I had shown to the camera before inserting it back into this metal tube. That was, of course, after I'd reattached all the plastic and put it back into a Ziploc bag before unsteaming it for about 45 minutes. Of course, all the breads had to be unrolled, so I took the flour off and I removed them from the baking tray. Made sure they went back down onto my work surface and unrolled those as quickly as I could into little balls. The balls had to be unrolled and turned back into their triangular shape before reattaching those into one large ball of dough. The dough then went back into its proving bowl where it unproved for about 45 minutes. In that time, I deconstructed this garlic mayonnaise. So after unstirring it, I removed it from the Pyrex jug and put it back into its bowl. I unstirred it after removing all the oil and took out the garlic, took out the honey, the rice wine vinegar, the mustard, the salt, and of course the egg yolks. Before unsteaming the meat, I had to remove it from all its plastic packaging. So I made sure to take it out of its Ziploc bag, and then I unwrapped all the cling film from around it, and then very carefully I removed all the minced meat from the steel tube. The tube is basically just a tin can to which I'll attach the bottom and the top again later. The meat had to be unmixed, so I put it into my KitchenAid and put that on reverse. And that was after removing all the spices from the mix, before taking the minced lamb out of the mixing bowl. Having undone all the previous steps, I knew I was getting closer to where I had to begin. So I removed the oil from the top of the dough and I unshaped it, but that was before I put it into the mixing bowl and unkneaded it for 10 minutes. Before unkneading, I had to remove the oil and the water, I had to take out the yeast, I had to unmix the sugar and the salt, which left me with just the flour, the perfect canvas.